So today we're doing Yuddha Kanda. Yuddha Kanda has 128 chapters. Shri Raghavam Dasharathatmajam Aprameyyam Sitapatim Raghukulam Ratnadipam Ajanubahum Arvindadalayataksam Ramam Nishachara Vinashakaram Namami. Let's do the prayers of Sage Valmiki. Pujantam Rama Rameti Maduram Madurakshanam Aruhya Kavita Shakam Mande Valmiki Kokilam Valmikir Munisimhasya Kavita Manicharinha Shunvan Rama Katanadam Purnayati Parangatam Yapiban Satatam Rama Charitamrata Sagaram Atraptastam Munim Vande Prachetasamakalmasham Vaidehi Saitam Suradrumatale Haime Mahamandape Madhya Pushpakamasane Manime Virasane Sustatam Agre Vacheti Prabhanjana Sute Tattvam Munibhya Param Yakyantam Bardadavi Parivratam Ramam Bhaje Shyamalam. Whenever we are listening to Valmiki Ramayana, we should always listen to it in the great mood of gratitude for every opportunity we get to listen to Valmiki Ramayana and every opportunity we get to recite Valmiki Ramayana. Yuddha Kanda has 7 major topics. We have already covered the first 4. So we've seen Hanuman's gift, we've seen Vibhishana Sharanagati, we've seen the battle formation, and we have also entered few days into the battle. So we have seen Nagpasha. Let me just run through it. So we've seen the Nagpasha pastime. We have seen the death of many great champions like Dhumraksha, Akampana, Prahasta, and then we have also seen how Ravana came. Ravana came to the battlefield. He was defeated, and then Kumbhakarna was killed, and then we saw the death of Narantaka, Devantaka, Trishiras, Mahodar, Mahaparsha, and the great warrior by the name of Atikai. Atikai was also killed, and then finally the whole of Lanka laments, and then Indrajit is sent. Indrajit, he's such a great person that two times Lord Rama and Lord Lakshmana agreed to be bound by something that he shot at them. It's not that Indrajit defeated Rama and Lakshmana. It is that Rama and Lakshmana chose to be bound by something that Indrajit had sent out. So the first was Nagpasha. And so the lordships are using Indrajit and his power to provide an opportunity for their bhakta to serve them. So the Nagpash pastime was conducted primarily for Garuda, and then Indrajit, because he shot a lot of arrows at the Vanaras, and they were they were lacerated, literally lacerated with so many arrows. The lordships accepted the Brahmastra. It's not that Indrajit put the Brahmastra on them. It is that the lordships accepted the Brahmastra from Indrajit. There is no Jivatma that can defeat Vishnu Tattva. Absolutely no Jivatma can do it. None. But when the Jivatma shows signs of great bhakti, the Lord will allow himself to be bound, for the sake of that devotee. That at that time, even the devotee is greater than the Supreme Lord. But even though the Lord is always the Supreme, It's a very beautiful relationship that the Lord fosters with his wonderful, elevated souls. And we are here to learn about such elevated souls. We're not here to imitate Lord Rama. It's not possible. We're not even here to imitate a bhakta like Hanuman. It is not really possible. But we are here to learn about the service that bhaktas have done for the Supreme Lord. And then we need to measure ourselves. How can I do more? Because every single bhakta has done more and more and more and more for the Lord. We need to adopt that attitude. Okay, this is what the Lord wants. I am happy to do more. This is what we should think as well. So Rama and Lakshmana accept the Brahmastra. Jambavan asks Hanuman to go to the Himalayas and get the medicinal mountain, which has 4 herbs: Vishalyakarani, Swarnakarani, Sandhani, and Mrit Sanjeevani. And as soon as Hanuman brings the herbs, Hanuman revives every single person, every single Vanara, including Lord Rama and Lord Lakshmana. So they enacted this Brahmastra bound pastime. Number one, to protect the Vanaras from the onslaught of Indrajit's arrows. And number two, to give an opportunity for Hanuman to serve them. And number three, to provide an opportunity for another bhakta, Jambavan, to praise Hanuman. So there are 3 different objectives from this, 3 main objectives. And of course, we can also say that they wanted to revive all the Vanaras that were killed so far. And therefore, right now, the count of dead Vanaras is back to 0. There are no Vanaras died so far. It's back to 0. So this is the Supreme Lord. Does anyone remember that at the end of Yuddha Kanda, how many Vanaras died? Because obviously from the end of Indrajit till the end of Ravana, we still have a couple more days left. So what does it look like with at the very end? How many Vanaras are killed? Does anyone remember? No one? All right, I'll leave it for the very end then. We will see the count. We'll definitely see the count. And it is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But no, it's a given fact that the Lord is very powerful. So we can definitely believe that count. So after Lord Rama and Lakshmana were revived, and all the Vanaras were also revived, Sugriva asked the entire Vanaras to go ahead and burn the city of Lanka. So this is the second time Lanka is burnt. The second time Sita Ma is absolutely safe. That's because nobody can burn Sita Ma. She is hotter than even Agni. She is hotter than Agni. So therefore nothing can burn her. So this is where we need to start today. So Rama and Lakshmana are completely restored, and then they grasp their mighty bows. So when Rama twangs his bow, so there are certain things that are very significant. When the Lord twangs his bow, all 10 directions, all of them can hear his bow. Just imagine he's an 8-foot tall person, 8-foot tall human being. His bow, admittedly, is a little bit taller than that. Maybe at max it is about 15 feet. his bow. And we calculated this during the Kumbhakarna pastime. The bow is at max about 15 feet tall, and therefore the string is maybe around 14 feet or something like that, because it's not from the end to end, right? So there is a small little curvature. So it maybe the string is about 14 feet. So when you pull 14, when you have 14 feet of string and you're pulling it, does it actually produce a lot of sound? No. It's when an ordinary person does it, it doesn't. Is it as if the 10 quarters of the world can hear it and it quakes with fear? No. But we are not talking about an ordinary mortal. So why does Valmiki keep stating this over and over and over and over again? Because these are the indications. Because no ordinary human being can do something like this. No ordinary being can do something like this. And therefore, he is no ordinary being. And then finally, the build-up goes on and on and on and on. We have already seen that Lord Vishnu says that I'm going to take birth as the 4 sons of King Dasharatha. We have already seen that. But even if we had forgotten Balakand, by now, Valmiki is reminding us. He's throwing nuggets of information here and there, here and there, here and there. And then finally, at the 117th chapter of Yuddha Kanda, Brahma will reveal who Lord Rama is, who Mother Sita is. Brahma is going to reveal that. Brahma Vakyam is very powerful. So Brahma is going to reveal who Lord Rama is. So even now, even with a little bit of common sense, all we need is a little bit of common sense to understand that a person who can do all of these things cannot be an ordinary person. Because even if we were to think about the mightiest of the mightiest of the mightiest of the mightiest, when a very powerful human being were to pull the string of a 15 feet tall bow, it's not as if the entire world is going to quake with fear. That's not going to happen. But when Rama does it, when Lakshmana does it, yes, the whole world quakes with fear. And the Rakshasas are very afraid. The Devatas, the Bhaktas of the Lord, love this sound. The Bhaktas of the Lord love the sound because they know the Lord is close by. And when the Lord is close by, everything is fine. The Rakshasas, they are also the children of the Lord, by the way, but they are in the mood of being inimical to the Lord. And therefore, they are very afraid of that sound. In the mood of terror. So they're very afraid. So now Rama is attacking terraces, mansions. And then Sugriva says, come on, Vanara, let us go ahead and attack the inner chambers of Ravana. So even over here, do you see this one? The Lord is not going inside the city. He's not going inside the city. From outside, he's attacking the mansions and the terraces. He's not running into the city because for 14 years, he promised his father that he is not going to enter any city. For 14 years, he promised that Rama's arrows will go where he cannot, where he doesn't want to go. Rama's arrows will go. There is no place that the Lord cannot go. There is no place at all. He is Vishnu. He is all pervading. He's all pervading. He's Vishnu. He's Vasudeva. Once again, he's all pervading. He's Narayana. Once again, all pervading. There is no place where he cannot go. But he chose not to set foot in a city. He chose not to do that, to fulfill a promise that he had made to his bhakta. To fulfill that promise, he chose not to go. But at that time, he sends his arrows. Arrows, go ahead and do my bidding. We have already seen that the arrows of the Lord are also personifications. They are also persons. They also have a form. They also have emotions. They have intelligence to understand the mood of the Lord. They're not just made out of one sharp metal with one pointy little triangle in the front and some peacock feather at the back. No, they are persons. They are persons. In the spiritual world, everything is personal. There is nothing impersonal. In the spiritual world, in Vaikuntha, everything is a person. Everything has a form, everything has a shape, everything has emotions, everything has qualities, and so on. So Sugriva is saying, come on, let's go ahead, let's fight. Ravana is angry and he dispatches Kumbha, Nikumbha, Yupaksha, Shonitaksha, Prajangha, Kampana, and other Rakshasas. Kumbha and Nikumbha are the sons of Kumbhakarna, by the way. And on the moonlit night, they're all fighting. So we are almost approaching Chaturdasi at the moment. We're almost approaching Chaturdasi. We're not yet there, but we're almost approaching Chaturdasi. So now Angada chooses to fight with Kampana, and he just takes one huge mountain peak and boom, he just crashes it on Kampana and he kills him. Then Shonitaksha says that I can see the Kampana is killed, and then so he attacks Angada. Angada just riddles him. Angada destroys his bow. The Shonitaksha comes to him with the sword, and then Angada takes that, and he attacks Shonitaksha. Shonitaksha throws at a bar of iron, and then Prajangha and Yupaksha also drive the chariots towards Angada. So this is the second time when we have three Rakshasas simultaneously attacking Angada. Then there and as before, Minda and Dvivida also come and help Angada out. Previously, Hanuman and Neela came and helped Angada. What does this show? This shows that one bhakta should always look out for another bhakta. A bhakta should always see, okay, there is one bhakta who looks like he's in trouble. Let me go and help him out. It's not as if you need to wait for an invitation from the bhakta and say, oh, can you please come and help me? No. You notice that a bhakta is in trouble. Your heart immediately goes towards that bhakta. Please allow me to help you. And in Valmiki Ramayana, we see the importance of bhaktas working together for a unified purpose. Bhaktas have to work together. So these are all very practical lessons. Anyway, so now Angada is throwing huge trees at Prajangha and Shonitaksha, but both of them just cut them all out. Then he takes a great Ashvakarna tree and he smashes the sword of Prajangha, and with that very sword, he chops off the head of Prajangha as well. So another example was when Hanuman used the sword of Trishiras and he chopped off the three heads. So using the Rakshasas' own weapon to go ahead and kill them. Then Yupaksha is very sad. His beloved friend Prajangha is dead. So he jumps on Angada. Dvivida just hits him and drags him down. And he's out. Then Shonitaksha is Yupaksha's brother. So he hits Dvivida with the mace. So Minda, who is Dvivida's brother, he hits Yupaksha, and then Dvivida tears the face of Shonitaksha. Minda brings down Yupaksha, and both of them run to Kumbha and Nikumbha, who are the sons of Kumbhakarna. Now, Kumbhakarna's sons are also extremely mighty. It's not mentioned that they were as huge as Kumbhakarna, though, but they were very powerful, very mighty. And only one Rakshasa is mentioned as, so huge that the Vanaras mistook him as Kumbhakarna who has come back alive, and that was Atikai. And once Vibhishana was mistaken for Indrajit. So it looks as if Vibhishana was also very tall, very powerful, and very youthful as well, if he could be mistaken for his older brother's son. Then Mahinda tears a huge block of stone and he throws it at Kumbha. He just reduces it. Then he makes Mahinda fall unconscious. Then Angada springs on Kumbha and Kumbha is piercing him with multiple arrows. Then Angada doesn't waste time. Angada takes huge trees and mountain peaks and they throw everything at Kumbha. And then they engage in a very fierce battle, and Angada is almost fainting. Then monkeys rush to Rama and they tell him that Angada is fainting, and therefore Rama says, no, I won't allow my bhaktas to suffer like this. So he sends Jambavan, Susena, and Vegadarshi to help out Angada. Then Sugriva comes about. This is my nephew. Sugriva comes about, and he uses large number of trees and he hits Kumbha with them. Kumbha just reduces them all to ashes. And then Sugriva and Kumbha, they exchange some very heated words. And Sugriva says, Kumbha, you must be very tired because you have fought with Vanaras, so you must be very tired. Go for some rest. And Kumbha is very agitated by listening to such words from Sugriva, and therefore he tries to crush Sugriva. Sugriva raises Kumbha above his head and throws him into the ocean. Kumbha then comes back and then he punches Sugriva. Sugriva gives him one solid punch, and that's it. Kumbha is dead. And then when Kumbha is dead, Nikumbha is very angry, so he rushes towards Sugriva, and then Sugriva just takes one huge bar, huge iron bar, and sorry, Nikumbha takes a huge iron bar and kills a lot of Vanaras. Hanuman cannot bear the fact that his brethren is dying like this, so he opposes him, and Nikumbha, he thought that he can kill Hanuman with this. So when that iron rod hits Hanuman, that iron rod just turns to powder. Iron rod turns to powder. This is Hanuman. And then Hanuman just takes his right hand and gives Nikumbha one solid punch. And with that punch, the skin is all torn, the blood is just pouring out and everything. Then Nikumbha grabs Hanuman frees himself, throws Nikumbha on the ground, and then he crushes the neck of Nikumbha, breaks his head and takes it out, and thus, of course, Nikumbha is dead. So now Ravana is very angry that both his nephews, Kumbha and Nikumbha, they are dead. And then he says, "Oh, nephew, that is the son of Khara. His name is Makaraksha." So I always think, he had the eyes of a crocodile. This is pretty much what Makaraksha means, right? So he had eyes of a crocodile, so it is like huge and bulging and quite round and very scary to look at. And so you can imagine how that Rakshasa would have looked, because we know how a crocodile looks, so we can think about Makaraksha like that. And says, okay, you go to the battlefield. So Makaraksha said, I'm happy to do that. He brings his huge battalion as well. Martial music is playing, and as usual for the Rakshasas, they see a lot of bad omens, but then they just don't care. Why don't they care? Because they have no brain. So my previous congregation's temple president used to say that in Kali Yuga, It's not as if the Rakshasas are going to come at us with two horns and fangs and sharp claws and all that. No, no, no. Rakshasas, there is one very easy way to identify them. Rakshasas don't want to rectify themselves. Devatas are the ones who rectify themselves and try to come closer to the Lord. So the Rakshasas are happy in their own foolishness. They're happy to be foolish. They revel at the thought of being foolish. And the Devatas, even when they understand that they've made a mistake, they will immediately rectify themselves. They will correct it and they'll become better so that they can get closer to the Lord. So these Rakshasas, they're seeing it over and over and over and over and over again that other Rakshasas who experienced very bad omens, they all died. All of them died. They were killed in such gruesome ways. But still, they don't understand it. See, how many times should the Lord give the warning? How many times? He was willing to give shelter to Ravana himself. And Ravana chose not to take that shelter. So anytime these Rakshasas, when they saw these bad omens, could have rushed to Rama and said, Rama, please give me shelter. The Lord would have immediately forgiven them. He would have immediately done that. But they continuously chose to ignore such beautiful opportunities. Anyway, Makaraksha is welcomed by the Vanaras. Makaraksha keeps on showering them with lots of arrows. Then Lord Rama thinks, no, this is not good enough. I'm going to come forward. So Makaraksha sees his father's killer, because Lord Rama was the one who killed Khara. Lord Rama killed Khara, and so Makaraksha is very angry. So he says, I am challenging you to a fight. Lord Rama, true Kshatriya, he will never say no. She says, okay, fine, I accept. And he says, Makaraksha, I promise you that I am going to kill you. I promise you. Then Makaraksha is very enraged, and he gives him one arrow after the other. Tang, 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 tang. In lightning speed. In lightning speed, the Lord chops off all of those arrows. And then everybody is witnessing this terrible battle. Then he increases his anger. He breaks the bow of Makaraksha, kills Makaraksha's charioteer, and destroys the chariot as well as the horses. He destroys all of them. Makaraksha thinks, okay, now is the chance for me to use my huge trident. And then he pours it at Lord Rama. He just cuts it down. Then all the devatas are praising Lord Rama. He uses Agneastra. He shoots it at Makaraksha, and Makaraksha cannot withstand the heat. He just dies. Now all the Rakshasas are so afraid. Even Makaraksha was killed. So they're saying like this, and now we already saw Prajangha was dead, Yupaksha is dead, Shonitaksha is dead, Kumbha is dead, Nikumbha is dead, and Makaraksha is also dead. So they're all struck with fear. So now Ravana is informed. So this is where we get to see Ravana's Vadam pastime is starting over here. Ravana is informed of Makaraksha's death, and therefore he says, Indrajit, go back to the battlefield. Why? Because he's thinking, 2 times Indrajit was victorious against Rama and Lakshmana, and maybe 3rd time is a charm. And so this is where he's going to win. But little does he know that even the previous times, Indrajit did not win. Indrajit actually lost. So he dispatches Indrajit, and then Indrajit conducts necessary rites and ceremonies. We're going to see what these rites are later on. Okay, not right now. Then Indrajit gets into his car. He enters the battlefield, and then he remembers Rama and Lakshmana do not use very devastating force against an invisible enemy. So he becomes invisible. And Yeah, but still, he sees that Lord Rama and Lakshmana are going about killing all the Rakshasas and all that. And then he shoots a lot of arrows against Lord Rama and Lakshmana. So, and they are trying to find the source. They see, oh, okay, we can see that it's coming from one place, but that person has rendered himself invisible. So, what do? They just cover the sky with arrows. And now the Rakshasa is creating an illusion of darkness and smoke and mist. So they are Rakshasas. He can do all of these things. It's all magical arts. And the only thing that Rama and Lakshmana are able to perceive is just arrows after arrows after arrows. So every single limb of Lord Rama is pierced with arrows. And so they say, okay, the source of the arrows is coming over there. So maybe Indrajit is coming from one particular corner. But it turns out that Indrajit is very fast. So he's spreading himself everywhere. So maybe at one time he's coming from northeast, another time he's coming from southwest, and then another time is from the east, another time is from the west. So there is no way for anyone to pinpoint a location. And Rama and Lakshmana looking like Kimshika trees in full bloom. Kimshika trees, I just Googled it a couple of months ago. And Kimshika trees, they have clusters. So clusters of flowers. And they are very beautiful, by the way. So it looks as if Lord Rama and Lakshmana, they were so closely pierced that blood was pouring out in very close bunches. So that is how it was. So we've already discussed how can blood pour from transcendental bodies. We've already discussed this during the Nakpasha pastime. But right now, I'm just reminding everyone, the blood can pour when the Lord decides that he wants to manifest blood. It's all up to the Lord. So when Indrajit is offering something, the Lord will accept it. So we offer flowers, the Lord accepts it. Indrajit is offering arrows, the Lord accepts it. That is a negative way, that's a negative relationship with the Lord. We shouldn't really follow that method. But the Lord accepts the mood of the devotee. So if the devotee wants him to be in the mood of an enemy, he is happy to be one. The devotee wants him to be in the mood of a friend, he will be one. The mood of a son, he will be one. The mood of a father, he'll be one. The mood of a master, he'll be one. The mood of a lover, also he'll be one. He will be. Because the Lord will do anything for his devotees. Absolutely anything. He says, Aham Bhakta Paradhino. I am bound by my devotees. And this is true. In the 9th canto, 4th chapter, I think verse 65 or something of Srimad Bhagavatam, 64, I believe, of Srimad Bhagavatam. The Lord says it. It's true in every avatar. It's true in every Leela. He allows himself to be bound by his devotees. Not that the devotees are more powerful than the Lord, but that the Lord allows those devotees to exhibit so much power towards him. So now Lord Rama gives a very beautiful advice. Lakshmana says, my dear Lord Rama, can you please allow me to use Brahmastra so that I can destroy all the Rakshasas from this earth? Lakshmanastu susankruddho, he was very angry. Bhrataram Vakyam Abravit. Bhrataram means to his brother, Vakyam is said, words, Abravit means said, Brahmam Astram, that is Brahmastra, Prayokshyami, that means may I use, Vadhartam, shall I kill, Sarva Rakshasa, all the Rakshasas. So, this proves one thing. Lakshmana is capable of defeating even Ravana. We shouldn't think that only Rama could kill Ravana. No. We should know that Lakshmana is also capable of killing Ravana. He just chose not to do that. He just chose. Sarva Rakshasa. And now what does the Lord say? The Lord says that many should not suffer the sins of one. Many should not suffer the sins of one. Because if Indrajit, if Lakshmana were to shoot that Brahmastra, there is even a possibility of good Rakshasas being killed as well. But good Rakshasas should not die. And therefore, Rama says, no, my dear Lakshmana, you shouldn't do it. So right now, only Indrajit is against you. So you need to fight only Indrajit. And then he says, wherever he promises Lakshmana that wherever Indrajit is, my arrows will destroy Indrajit. He says, Tam uvacha tato Ramo Lakshmanam Shubha Lakshanam Naikasya Heto Rakshamsi Prithvyam Hantum Arhasi. My arrows, that is Lord Rama's arrows, will destroy Indrajit, will kill Indrajit. But we know that Indrajit did not die at the hands of Lord Rama. Wasn't it Lakshmana who killed Indrajit? Isn't it? But yet Rama says this. How do we understand what the Lord says and what actually happened? Let us continue. So remember, Rama says, Tam uvacha tato Ramo Lakshmanam Shubha Lakshanam Naikasya Heto Rakshamsi Prathvyam Hantum Arhasi. I will kill Indrajit. That's what he's saying. And then he also says that it is against the the Niti Shastra. It is against the ethics of war to kill certain people. Who are they? Ayudhyamanam prachannam pranjalim sharanagatam palayantam pramatam va natvam hantum iha arhasi. Ayudhyamanam, the one ayudhyamanam, the one who is not fighting. So we should we can fight only those who are fighting us. We cannot fight someone who is not fighting us. We cannot do that. Ayudhyamanam prachannam. Prachannam means he is hiding or he is invisible. Pranjalim sharanagatam. So Pranjali means the one who has folded his hands. Sharanagatam means who has sought refuge. So that's why Lord Rama has said that there are many Rakshasas who have sought refuge and we cannot kill them. Another one is Prachannam. He is invisible. Palayantam means he is running away. This is why Maricha, in the second encounter, there are 3 times he meets Lord Rama. Second encounter, he assumes the form of a stag with very sharp fangs, and he and his 2 friends, they attack sages. Then Rama goes ahead and shoots 3 arrows, and all 3 stags they run here and there. But 2 of them, Maricha's 2 friends, they continue to oppose Lord Rama. Maricha runs away, so that arrow returns to Lord Rama. When Maricha ran away and did not want to fight, did not want to counter the Lord, the arrow does not do anything. The arrow comes back to Lord Rama. He does not go ahead and shoot someone else or anything of that sort. Why? Because once again, the arrows are sentient beings. They understand the mood of the Lord. So they know that Lord Rama will not kill a person who is running away. So they return. and pramattam. Pramattam, matta means who is like intoxicated. Pramatta means he's like completely gone. He's like wasted. He's full of liquor and all this stuff. Why? Because he's not in full cognitive realization. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. So he cannot consent to fight. He cannot consent to fight. So Rama will not kill such people. So if that person is not in his mind, so he doesn't have the ability to either oppose or to take shelter. He doesn't have that ability. So Rama will not fight them. He won't fight. So ayudhyamanam, prachannam, pranjalim sharanagatam, palayantam, pramattam va, natvam hantum I arhasi. It is said that we shouldn't kill these people. And right now, Indrajit is prachannam. Right now, Indrajit is prachannam, and therefore you cannot put your arrow against him. You cannot do that. Especially an arrow like Brahmastra, you cannot put against him. So Lord Rama does not give permission to Lakshmana to kill Indrajit with Brahmastra. So all of these I'm repeating because they will all have very deep significance to the ending of Indrajit. All of these are very significant. So number one thing that we should remember, that Rama says that he is going to kill Indrajit. Number two, Indrajit was invisible, and therefore Rama says we shouldn't kill him right now. And number three, Lord Rama prevents Lakshmana from using Brahmastra. So previously, Atikai, who had come with an armor that was given to him by Lord Brahma, and Lakshmana's other arrows proved futile. And therefore, Vayu himself came and said, Lakshmana, can you please use Brahmastra? So Lakshmana says, okay, and he uses Brahmastra. So arrows such as Brahmastra, which are very devastating, need to be sanctioned by higher authorities. Higher authorities does not mean higher in terms of in the Bhuloka platform, but higher in terms of even in the physical material world, also they should be sort of higher. So it's not just Vayu is also a Jivatma, that's a different thing. And therefore we need to seek permission. We've got to take permission. Before we use devastating weapons, we've got to take permission from a higher being. So it doesn't mean that Lakshmana was just an ordinary Jivatma, and therefore Vayu had to come and inform Lakshmana. It's just that Lakshmana is setting up the ethics. This is what we should do. So right now, he asked Lord Rama, can I use Brahmastra? Lord Rama said no, he doesn't use Brahmastra. Later on, Lord Rama himself uses Brahmastra only because Matali says, you go ahead and use Brahmastra. So that time he uses Brahmastra as well. So Lord Rama is also setting up ethics, that this is what you should do. This is the expected behavior. He's setting up ethics. So now Indrajit has heard Rama. He returns to Lanka, and then he's remembering all the so-called evils that Rama has done towards him, such as killing of Kumbhakarna, killing of Atikai, Narantak, Devantak, Trishira, and all the other great heroes. And then he comes out through the western gate. So he went in, he remembers, and he comes out through the western gate. Does anyone remember who was against Indrajit in the western gate?
Hanuman.
Perfect. Perfect, Mataji, perfect. Hanuman was against Indrajit in the Western Gate. At that time, in topic number 4, during the battle formation, I said, remember this. This is going to be significant during the Indrajit Vadam pastime. And now we will see why. So far, what was Hanuman's major contribution to Lord Rama? The fact that he saw Sita Ma. This was the pastime that the Rakshasas are most familiar with. All the Rakshasas know that Hanuman came, he saw Sita Ma, and he burnt Lanka. But as far as their understanding with Lord Rama is concerned, they know that Rama knows that Hanuman was the one who saw Sita Ma. They know that out of burning a city and meeting his beloved wife, the event that will stick to Lord Rama is the fact that Hanuman met Sita Ma. Hanuman has seen Sita Ma. And that too, it wasn't a very long time ago. It was just a couple of weeks ago. So Hanuman has seen Sita Ma. Not a couple of weeks, actually, about a month ago or so. So remember this. Remember, Rama said that he is going to kill Indrajit. Remember that he was the one who said, against Indrajit, only Hanuman is the best person to counter Indrajit. And he was the one who placed Hanuman in the Western Gate. Then, this is psychological warfare. So we have already seen Ravana conduct one psychological warfare. That is, he threw the illusory head of Lord Rama and his bow in front of Sita Ma. Sita Ma was crying, she was devastated. Another psychological test was when Rama and Lakshmana were tied with Nag Pasha. He forced Mother Sita to climb on top of the Pushpak Viman, and he made her see that Lord Rama and Lakshmana were in this state, in this pitiable state. He made her see that. And now the Rakshasas are continuing their psychological torment. Psychological torment. They're trying to weaken the Lord. So Indrajit is a great Mayavi. He's a great magician. And so with his illusory tricks, he makes one Sita. He makes one Sita. It's just the form is just like Sita. And he decided to kill her in amongst all the Rakshasa forces. The monkeys surround him, and Sita Ma Sita Ma is there in on the chariot. Hanuman sees Sita Ma, and she's the same looks as the one he had seen just a couple of just 1 month ago. He's seen her, and now he's seeing a form which is very similar to that. So Dadarsha Hatanandam Sitam Indrajito Rathe Ekaveni Dharam. Ekaveni means a single braid. So Sita Ma does not have loose hair. That is completely wrong. She wears her hair in a single braid. So Ekaveni Dharam Dinam Upavasa Krishanam. During Sundarakandam, we saw Dinam, Upavasa, Krisham. We saw all of these adjectives. Why? Because those were the adjectives that Hanuman thought of when he saw Mother Sita. Dinam, Malinam, all of these were the adjectives that he thought of as soon as he saw Sita Ma. So Valmiki did not write them down. No, 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 no. It was not Valmiki's thoughts. They were Hanuman's thoughts, which Valmiki was able to understand through the boons of Brahma, and therefore he jotted them down. Look over here. See, you take a look at a poet, for example. There are certain underlying words, there are certain styles that are very common to a poet. They're very common. So a person who has studied English prose or English poetry will know that this is the style with which this person writes. This is the style. This is the style of writing. This is the figure of speech that this person loves using. So you can understand it. So this is Hanuman's thought process. So he those things. Why? Because Indrajit's illusion is so great that even Hanuman, who had just seen Sita Ma, was thinking, oh, this is looking exactly like Mother Sita. Dinam, Upavasa, Krishanam, Pariklishtaik Vasanam, Amrijam, Raghava Priyam, Rajo Malabhyam, Aliptehi, Sarva Gatre Varastriyam. She's like sobbing. She's sobbing, and Hanuman recognizes the form because hadn't he spoken to her just a little while ago? Now Indrajit holds her hair and strikes her again and again and again in front of the army. He's like using the sword, striking her again and again and again. And Hanuman is very angry. This is the beloved wife of Lord Rama. Grihitam drishtva Hanuman dainyam agatah duhkajam vari netrebhyam utrijan manutatmaja. And he says, Indrajit, you were born in the family of Pulastya, but you belong to the race of Kaikasi. You belong to the demoniac race. You touched Sitama's hair, and that is for your own ruin. See, only the husband is allowed to touch the hair of a wife. Only the husband is allowed to. Of course, a mother can also do it. That's a different thing. But as far as men go, only the husband is allowed to touch the hair of the wife. No one else is allowed to do that. Nobody else should do it. Vedavati, Mother Vedavati, when she was conducting the tapasya for Lord Vishnu to become her husband, Ravana touches her hair. She chops off the hair, and she says that Ravana is going to be destroyed by a woman, by her. She's going to come back as the daughter of a righteous man, and she will be the cause of his death. Ravana, he is so foolish, he's repeating the same mistake over and over again. So foolish. When he kidnapped Sitama also, with his left hand, he touched Sitama's hair. The right hand was cupped behind her knees. We saw that in Aranyakand. Once again, he touched the hair. Sitama is so powerful that even her illusory form, even when Indrajit touched the hair of Mother Sita's illusory form, that caused his devastation. Sitama is such a powerful personality. Such a powerful personality. So this was just Maya. Maya that was not even the Lord's own Maya, which is good Maya. It was a Rakshasa Maya. But Sita Ma is so powerful that Indrajit will die after some time. In a couple of slides, we'll see that Indrajit is there. So powerful. Not only that, Hanuman curses Indrajit. Duratman Atmanasya Kesha Pakshe Paramrishah. You're a Mrisha. Brahma Rishinam Kule Jato Rakshasin Yonim Ashritah. Brahma Rishinam Kule Jato. So Pulastya Muni is a Brahma Rishi. Pulastya Muni is a great Rishi. Pulastya Muni's son is Rishi Vishravas. He is also a great Rishi. But Ravana, the son of sage Vishravas, chose to be like his mother's side. Mother was the demoness Kaikasi. And he chose to be like Kaikasi's side. So Brahma Rishinam Kule Jato Rakshasin Yonim Ashritah. You belong to the demoniac race. And he says, you are a cruel fellow. You have no pity in your heart. You are a wicked demon. Dhik. Alas. Dhik. Tvam papa samacharam yasyate matir idrishi. Nrishamsa anarya durvritta kshudra papa parakrama. Parakrama, you think that you're very powerful. What does he say? Nrishamsa, anarya. That means it is not at all noble. Anarya jushtam asvargyam akirtikaram Arjuna. Anarya jushtam. Krishna says, this is anarya jushtam. Anarya. Arya means the person who is very elevated not just in terms of looks and all that, but elevated in terms of understanding the goal of life. So a person who knows that the goal of life is to take the shelter of the Lord. Simple. The goal of life is to take the shelter of the Lord. And Anarya means the one who does not know the goal of life. Durvritta. Vritti means your acharan, your behavior. Durvritta means it's bad behavior. Very bad behavior. Shudra. Shudra, another way to say it, very uncouth. Papa, very sinful. Parakrama. You think that just touching her hair is such a great deal, but no. You're a Nrishamsa, you're an Anarya, you're a Durvrita, you're Kshudra Papa Parakrama. Anarya is Drishyam Karma Grana Te Nasti Nirgrana. And Indrajit says, and Hanuman says, Indrajit, you will not live long. Sitam cha hatva cha chiram jivishyasi katham jana. Chiram means a small lapse of time. Chiram, small lapse. It's not a large amount of time. Na jivishyasi. You will not live a very long time. Vadharta karmanena mama hastagato yahyasi. You are doing this just so that you are going to be killed. Now remember a couple of things. Remember, Rama says that he is going to kill Indrajit. Okay? Remember that Hanuman was the one who was placed on the western gate. Remember that Sita Ma is very powerful, that even her image, even her illusory form is also very powerful. And remember, Hanuman cursed Indrajit. Sitam cha hatva cha chiram jivesya katam jana vadhartha karmananena mama hastagato hyasi. What does Indrajit do? He cuts in as if it's an upanayana. So from the left shoulder to the middle waist, that's how men wear their upanayana or the sacred thread. And in that direction, he cuts this illusory body. And Indrajit says, "Oh Hanuman, because of your words, I killed Sita." He cuts a Yagnopavita. Yagnopavitam is the Upanayana thread. Yagnopavita Margena, it's in that path. Chinna, that means cut. Tena Tapasvini, this great ascetic woman. So Prithvyam Prithu Shroni Papat Priyadarshana. He rose with joy. The monkeys are all struck with confusion. And they all flee in all directions. And Anjaneya tells them, he is completely wrapped up in grief, completely wrapped up in anger. And he looks like Yama. He looks like Yama. It's not the fact that Indrajit committed a great sin that caused Hanuman to be so angry. Hanuman is angry because of the hurt that Rama has to go through when he hears that his beloved wife was killed. He knows the hurt that Rama is going to go through. And because Indrajit is causing that hurt to Rama, Hanuman doesn't like Indrajit at all. Remember, when he came home, he came back to Kishkinda with the news of Sita Ma's findings. What did he say? Drishta Sita. Drishta, I've seen have I Sita. That's what he says. Instead of saying, I have seen Sita. Seen have I Sita. Drishta Sita. Because even for a fraction of a second, he didn't want Lord Rama to suffer. This is how much he's thinking about the Lord's well-being. And now Hanuman is wrapped up in grief. He is angry beyond measure because he knows how this news is going to affect his beloved Rama. So Rakshasanam Kadanam Chakara Su Mahakapihi Vrito Vanara Sainyena Kalantaka Yamopama. Kalantaka means at the end of time. Yamopama. Yama Upama. Upama means equivalent. Yamopama means equal to or like Yama. Kalantaka Yamopama. He was like Yama at the time of dissolution, at the time of death. At the time of death, Yama, yes, he is a Mahajana. Yes, he is also a Bhakta of the Lord. But it is his duty to rectify the Jivatmas for the sins that they have committed. That is his duty. That is his job. This is why no one will say, I love Yama. No. Because they all know that they will suffer at the hands of Yama. So he looks very scary to the Jivatmas. He looks extremely scary. So he takes one huge rock, throws it at Indrajit, but Indrajit's charioteer just takes it away. Then Indrajit keeps on hitting the monkeys. Hanuman says, no. We crossed, we searched for Sita Ma. We crossed this mighty ocean for Sita Ma. We conducted this huge war for Sita Ma. And for the person for whom we did all of this is now killed. And now he says, there is no other way of putting it. We need to go and tell Lord Rama. Indrajit thinks, oh yeah, I have achieved my purpose. And therefore, now he goes off to Nikumbhila grove to conduct the sacrifice, along with lots of Rakshasas. So, Indrajit, he's taking like 2 steps ahead. What does he want to do? He saw that Prajangha, Shonitaksha, Yupaksha, Kumbha, Nikumbha, they were all dead. Now he wants to get more strength before he attacks Rama and Lakshmana. To get that strength, he has to go and do some rituals in Nikumbhila grove. But he doesn't want anyone to come over there. So he decides to incapacitate them. He cannot incapacitate Rama and Lakshmana. He has already seen that two instances with Nagpasha and with the Brahmastra. He tried to do it, but then they came back alive. And therefore, they are very powerful. So he thinks, now, okay, let me go ahead and weaken them mentally. So that's why he kills Sita Ma in front of Hanuman, who is the only person who has seen Sita Ma. The only person other than Lord Rama and Lakshmana, of course, who has seen Sita Ma. So he wanted the entire army to be, an entire Vanara army to sink in deep grief, just so that he can get some more powers. Just for this. This is the attitude, this is the mentality of Rakshasas. Let me cause someone else some grief so that I get my job done. This is the attitude of Rakshasas. The attitude of Rakshasas. So let's think. Are we behaving like Lord Rama? Are we behaving like the way Lord Rama wants us to? That is a bhakta who doesn't even for a split second, someone else should not suffer. Paradukka dukki. By seeing someone else suffer, he suffers. This is a quality of a Vaishnava. Paradukka dukki. A Rakshasa is paradukka sukhi. When someone else is sad, I am very happy. This is a Rakshasa. Paraduhka duhki and paraduhka sukhi. 2 differences. So this is very cruel. Indrajit was not at all a good person. He was very cruel. Now Rama hears this huge roar. He knows that something has happened. And so he tells Jambavan, oh, I believe that Hanuman is displaying some huge, extraordinary feat of valor. So Jambavan goes to the western gate. And on his way, he sees Hanuman and the other Vanaras. They're all coming towards Lord Rama. So remember that Rama and Lakshmana are in the northern gate. Hanuman is in the western gate. So Jambavan and Sugriva were supposed to be floaters between the northern and the western gate. And because Jambavan goes over there, so now Hanuman and Jambavan and everyone else is coming back to Lord Rama. And Hanuman says, my dear Lord Rama, we saw Indrajit kill Sita Ma in front of our own eyes. And what does Rama do? Tasya tad vachanam shrutva. As soon as he heard these words, Raghava shoka murchitaha. Murchita means faint, fall unconscious. So he's unconscious. Nipapata means he has fallen down. Tada bhumau, on the floor. Chinna moola iva druma. So druma, sura drumatale. So we talk about the celestial tree. So you take a tree, and if the root is cut out, no matter how majestic the tree is, if the root is not there, it is going to fall down because there is nothing else anchoring it to the ground. So chinna moola, moola means root, druma means tree. So just as how a tree falls down, a mighty tree falls down when the root is gone, like that the mighty Lord Rama, nipapata tada bhuma, fell on the earth, fell on the ground, and he fainted murchitaha because he listened to such sorrowful words. And then the monkeys, they sprinkle cool water because, when we faint, getting some cool water becomes very therapeutic. And out of intense love for Rama, Lakshmana criticizes nature and the value of right and wrong. He says, we need to rely on our own strength and valor. Why do we have these laws of karma? Why do we have dharma and all of those things? If dharma was so essential, then Rama should never have faced any calamity. Similarly, if dharma was so essential, then an adharmic person like Ravana should not have experienced any happiness whatsoever. Yet Ravana is glorified and things, wonderful things are happening to him. And yet Rama, who is so perfect, so wonderful, something so sad is happening to him. And then Lakshmana says, I will display my valor against this evil Rakshasa who killed Janaki, dearer to Rama than his own life. Tadadya vipulam veera duhkam Indrajita kritam karmanam vyapaneshyami tasman uttishta Raghava. Oh Raghava, you get up. I will go ahead and kill Indrajit because he has caused you so much suffering. See, just the news that Sitama was killed, just an illusory form of Sitama was killed, was terrible for Lord Rama. It was terrible. So would this Rama deliberately want Sitama to jump in a fire? Would this Rama deliberately send this Sitama to the forest when she's pregnant without any reason? Without any reason, would he do this? So if the pastimes of Sitama entering the fire and then Sitama going off to the forest, to Valmiki's ashrama, all of these pastimes are there. There is a reason behind it. So without understanding the reason, a person should not criticize the Lord. Because once you understand the reason, there is no criticism whatsoever. Yes, of course, I understand whatever Rama did is correct. That's what we'll know. And then Lakshmana continues to console his brother. Now, Vibhishana was busy working on the army, and then he appears in front of Lord Rama with his 4 ministers, Anala, Panasa, Sampati, and Pramati. And then he sees the Lord is on the ground. He's fallen on the ground. Lakshmana is close by. He's fanning him, and all the Vanaras are crying, and he's saying that Lord Rama is saying that all of his hopes have been dashed, and Lakshmana is holding Lord Rama's head in his hand, and without even understanding why Rama is so sad, Vibhishana is sad. Vibhishana is sad. But just seeing the Lord sad, Vibhishana is sad. See, a bhakta is like this. This is a bhakta. They want their emotions to be completely equivalent to whatever Lord Rama wants it to be. So when Rama is happy, they are happy. When Rama is sad, they are sad. That's it. If Rama is angry with a person, yes, I'm also angry with that person. If Rama loves a person, yes, I also love that person. Simple. We are so attuned to the Lord's mood, even without knowing why he is sad. Vibhishana is also sad. And then Lakshmana thinks, okay, I need to tell him. Lakshmana thinks and he says that Hanuman saw Indrajit kill Sita Ma right in front of him. And Vibhishana says, no, because Ravana would never allow Sita to be killed like this. Abhiprayam tu janami, this is my opinion. Ravanasya duratmanah, Ravana is very bad, that wicked person. Siddham prati mahabahu nacha ghatam karishyati. Ravana would never, ghat means to harm something. Nurture, na ghatam karishyati means no harm will fall on Sita. Prati, on her. No harm will come on Sita. Oh, my dear Lord Mahabaho. So he's saying, Rama, Mahabaho, you protect the entire world with your arms. You, with these mighty arms, you lift the people who have fallen on the ground. And because of your supreme love for Sita Ma, now you have fallen on the ground, my dear Lord. This is what Vibhishana is saying. Rama's hands are there just to lift us up. Because we are all fallen souls. With his beautiful hands, he is there to lift us up. And instead, that Rama is now fallen on the ground. So here, Mahabaho is not just that, oh Rama, you are a very powerful warrior. You shouldn't feel this sadness. No, that is just one level of understanding. The deeper understanding is, oh, you're the Supreme Lord. And now you are lamenting like this for your beloved Sita. Oh, how much you love her. I'm understanding it now. And he's saying, Sita, nothing can tempt her. How can magic arts prevail against her? And he says that Indrajit has actually gone to Nikumbhila. So Acharyas have mentioned, because Indrajit has, because Vibhishana came over here with his 4 ministers. Acharyas have said that the ministers were the ones who realized that Indrajit has gone off to Nikumbhila's grove. So they came rushing to Vibhishana, and Vibhishana said, okay, fine, let us all go. And they came to, all 5 of them came to Rama's place, and they saw Rama and the Vanaras in this state, and therefore he says. So this is not explicitly mentioned that Sampati or someone were the ones who saw Indrajit go off over there, but this is what is mentioned. So he said, this is just an illusion. Do not worry. Vibhishana says, go ahead, throw away your grief and send Lakshmana to kill Indrajit. Vibhishana does not say, Rama, you come and kill Indrajit. Vibhishana does not say that, because he knows that even the news of the death of an illusory form of Mother Sita is also unbearable to Lord Rama. It's unbearable. This is how much he loves Sita. So he says, let Lakshmana come and kill Indrajit. Very important. There is no difference between Rama and Lakshmana, except for color. Height is same, qualities are same, the looks are the same. Except for the color, they are both equal. Both of them are equal. And what does Rama called Lakshmana? His Dvitiya Antar Atma. You are my internal, you are actually my second life, second inner life. That's what you are. So we already saw that Rama said that he is going to kill Indrajit. But now he's sending Lakshmana to kill Indrajit. Because Lakshmana is Dvitiya Antaratma. So we saw the significance of Hanuman being in the western gate. He was the only one who saw Sita Ma. He was the only one who saw Sita Ma in Ashok Vatika. So he was the only one who could recognize Sita Ma for certain when Indrajit killed an illusory form of Mother Sita. Hanuman was the one who cursed Indrajit that he will die. He will die because of the affront that he committed towards an illusory form of Sita Ma. He will die. Hanuman cursed Indrajit. And this whole thing, this whole reason why Hanuman was there is number one, to curse Indrajit. So the words spoken by a powerful devotee are also very powerful. He said, Indrajit, you will not live long. Indrajit did not live long. Nuh-uh. Indrajit was killed very soon. And we will see that. And when Rama hears this news, he says, Lakshmana, you go ahead and kill him. So Rama praises Indrajit's Vibhishana says, when he's doing this rites in the Nikumbhila grove, when he completes this rite, he will get one huge chariot, and he'll be invincible when he gets this chariot, and the horses and charioteer, he's going to be invincible. This is according to the boons by Brahma himself. So at this time also, Rama doesn't have a bad word to say about Indrajit. He says, Indrajit is really very powerful. Yes, I can understand that he is capable of wielding this power. And he says, Lakshmana, please take Sugriva, Jambavan, Hanuman, Vibhishana, and the other heroes to fight the Rakshasa. Lakshmana grasps his bow, he wears his armor, fastens his quiver, slings his sword, and he touches the feet of Rama. He says, Yadeva tasya raudrasya shariram Makaraksha vadhishyati bhitva mam mahacha gunachyuta. Achyuta, oh Achyuta, I am definitely going to kill this Indrajit. Rama embraces him, chants mantras so that Lakshmana is safe and ensures a safe return. So Lakshmana is such a great devotee that the Lord himself prayed for him. And then Lakshmana goes to Nikumbhila grove with Jambavan and of course Vibhishana, Hanuman and others. Then he stands where he stands in a place so that he can fight with Indrajit. Then Vibhishana is always concerned about the well-being of the Lord. So he says the monkey army should kill all the Rakshasas who are there to protect Indrajit. You know, if the Rakshasas are killed, then Indrajit will come outside. Indrajit will come outside his hiding place, and Lakshmana can kill him before the rite is completed. So Lakshmana goes ahead and torments the Rakshasas, and the Rakshasas retaliate. The fight is terrible, And before his sacrifice was completed, Indrajit came outside. And he is extremely angry. He sits on his chariot and he rushes upon his enemies. Anjaneya just kills Rakshasas here and left and right. He just kills him. And the Rakshasas attack him with very sharp weapons. Anjaneya destroys even more Rakshasas. And Indrajit is, wow, this Hanuman, how powerful is he? Then he says, charioteer, go to Hanuman. Or is just by having him alive, the entire army Rakshasas are lost. Indrajit attacks Hanuman. Hanuman just breaks off all those sharp arrows. See, this Indrajit did not even understand that even Brahmastra could not do anything to Hanuman. He still doesn't learn it. So he's still trying to hurt Hanuman. Then Vibhishana now is concerned about Hanuman's safety. Says, no. Now let's go and protect Hanuman. And Lakshmana sees that the Rakshasa is seated very far away, and they go to an Vatvriksha. Vatvriksha is a banyan tree. And he says that in this ghostly banyan tree, there are multiple ghosts in this tree. And one of the rites of Indrajit is to come to this tree, and he does bhoot bali. Bhoot means ghost, and bali means sacrifice. He does bhoot bali, and because of propitiating bhutas, the ghosts, he becomes very powerful, and that's how he wins the war against his enemy. See, the bhutas, the ghosts are also, very ghosts also exist, and very tamasic people, extremely tamasic people will pray to ghosts. Very tamasic. Sattvic people will not pray. Even rajasic people will not pray. Only very tamasic gunas people will pray to the ghost. This is yet another indication as to what guna Indrajit was in. Then he says, Lakshmana, do not allow Indrajit to complete even this rite. You shouldn't allow him to do that. Fix your arrows on your bow and wait for him. And Lakshmana does that. He takes a look at Indrajit and says, Indrajit, I challenge you to a fight. Indrajit says, of course, Lakshman, of course, I will fight you. But before that, let me salute this traitor by the name of Vibhishana. Oh, traitor! Oh, Vibhishana uncle! You were born in Lanka. You are the brother of the king of Lanka. And yet, I, your nephew, I am equivalent to your own son. You were treacherous towards me as well. Igatvam jata samvriddha sakshat bhrata pitur mama katham druhyasi putrasya pitravyo mama rakshasa. Putrasya, I am like your son. And you turned out to be a traitor to your own son. And he says, O Durbuddhe, Durbuddhe, O foolish one, you discarded your own people and you accepted slavery at the hands of your enemies. Shochayastvam asi durbuddhe nindaniyascha sabuddhihi, says, O Durbuddhe, O you foolish Rakshasa, Sabuddhihi, the one with intelligence, will always nindaniyasya. They will always criticize you. Why? Yastvan Svajanam Utsrijya. Svajana means your own people. Utsrijya means to discard. Parabhritya. Para means others. Bhritya. Tvamagataha. You have accepted slavery at the hands of your enemies, of different people. Svajana Utsrijya. So he says, isn't it nobler to stand with your own people? Naita chittalsya buddhya tvam vetsi mahadantaram kva cha svajanam svajanas vasah kva cha nicha nicha, saying your nicha parashraya. You have taken shelter of nicha people. This is what you've done. And you have spoiled my wife. You know about this boon. And we will see this boon in greater detail in Uttarakhand. We will not see it now. You know about this. So basically, when Indrajit captured Indra, then the heavens were all mismanaged. So Brahma himself comes to Lanka and he asks Indrajit to return Indra. So Indrajit says, okay, if you yourself are coming in, I'm happy to return, but I need something. So Brahma says, what do you want, my child? Says, make me immortal. And he says, even I am not immortal, so I cannot make you one. Even I am not immortal. Because Brahma also has a very definite life. Brahma lives for only 100 years. But those are 100 celestial years, which is more than 4 billion human years. That's a different thing. But Brahma lives for only 100 years. He has a fixed span of time. Very fixed span. He lives for 100 years. Each year has 12 months. Each month has got 30 days. He lives like that. There are 14 Manus in one day of Brahma. The night of Brahma is Pralaya. So every day he has to do the same job over and over and over and over again. So every day he is doing it. So, but this is this is only even Brahma is not immortal, cannot live in this body forever and ever. So in a way, yes, we are all immortals because we are the soul, we are not this body. But Indrajit wanted to stay in his own body forever and ever. So Brahma says that that is not possible. Even the devatas cannot stay in this own body forever and ever. So he says, okay, then Indrajit says, I'm going to conduct a huge rite in front of Nikumbhila, and whoever stops me gets to kill me. But who is going to stop me? No one knows Nikumbhila Grove, right? So who can kill me? So he just leaves it at that. And now he decided to do the sacrifice to Nikumbhila, and this is where it's all there. So he says, you know this boon, and you brought Lakshmana over here. Vibhishana says, I am righteous. Vibhishana says, you have inherited your father's vices. You are a Rakshasa, and you think that I am a Rakshasa as well. Yes, I am also born in this family of Rakshasas, but I do not condone your father's style of living. Rakshasendra Suta Sadhu Parushyam Tyaja Gauravat Kuli Yadyapyaham Jato Rakshasam Krura Karmanam. Your Rakshasas are Krura Karmanam, very cruel. Gunoyam Prathamo Nirnam. I have taken a distinct vow, Nirnam. Gunoyam Prathamo Nirnam. Tanme Sheela Sheelam Rakshasam. Sheelam. I will always tread in the path of virtue. And Don't you remember? Your father was the one who kicked me out. At that time, where was this fondness for kith and kin? Also, I am disgusted with Ravana's evil deeds. How should we discard an evil person? Just as how one discards a serpent wrapped in one's hand. So, if we have a snake around a hand, will we say, "Oh, snake, you look so pretty," and will we try to kiss the snake? No. You see a snake, poisonous, just try to fling your hand away. This is how this should be the immediate reaction that we have towards flinging a sinful person away. Dharma prachyuta sheelam, he purusham papa nishchayam. He is determined to follow the path of papa. Tyaktva, that means discard. Sukham avapnoti. Hastad avisham yatha. Sorry. Ashi visham yatha. Just as how we have a poisonous snake in a hand and we just discard it, like that we need to discard a person who is sinful, like your Ravana. And then he says, there are three things a man should not do. One is parasvaharne yuktam, paradara bimarshanam. So these are two things. So these are parasvaharne yuktam. That means to kidnap another man's wife. Paradara bimarshanam. That means to have suspicion, unjust suspicion of your friends, or paths to destruction. Tyajyam, that means to discard. Ahur duratmanam, such wicked people. Veshma prajultam yatha. Veshma means house, prajvalitam means burning. So just as how one would abandon a burning fire, burning building, like that we need to abandon people who will lay hands on other men's wives. And Indrajit is very angry. And Indrajit, Anjaneya says, Lakshmana, climb on my back. Okay. And Lakshmana says, and he looks like the rising hill, sun on the eastern hill. And Indrajit says, oh, Vanaras, all of you take a look at, come and take a look at my prowess. Don't forget how I incapacitated Rama and Lakshmana during the Nagpash pastime. Don't forget how I incapacitated them during the Brahmastra pastime. And Lakshmana is saying, Indrajit, you will never obtain your objective. And Indrajit covers Lakshmana with arrows. Lakshmana is blazing with martial luster. And Lakshmana is blazing with martial luster. And he's shining like flame without smoke. They exchange words. Vibhishana says, Lakshmana, you should kill Indrajit right now. He is steadily growing weak. And Indrajit is fainting under Lakshmana's arrows, but he is recovering. And then Indrajit is boasting, don't you remember the Nagpash pastime? I caused you to ride with pain. And the Indrajit hits Lakshmana, Hanuman and Vibhishana with many arrows. Lakshmana is deluging Indrajit with many arrows. Indrajit shoots 1,000 arrows at Lakshmana and destroys his armor. Like this, they are exchanging warlike compliments. Arrows are embedded in their bodies. And Vibhishana speaks sweet words of love and comfort to Lakshmana. He said, Vibhishana says, let me go ahead and destroy the Rakshasas. So Vibhishana and his 4 ministers, they are reminding the Vanaras, remind that that the Rakshasas are falling into your hands, and you should kill Indrajit as well. So he's encouraging the Vanaras to destroy Indrajit, destroy his own nephew. He's encouraging them. Why? Because his nephew was going in the path of unrighteousness. He was going against Rama. So Vibhishana is encouraging the persons who are following the path of dharma. So Jambavan is clawing the Rakshasas away. Hanuman is killing them with huge trees. And Indrajit fights Vibhishana for a little while, and then he turns towards Lakshmana. And very fast, the blood is flowing. Then Lakshmana has destroyed Indrajit's horses, chariots, and charioteer. And then Indrajit springs out from the car, and then he envelopes Indrajit with a lot. He envelopes Lakshmana with a lot of arrows. Lakshmana fights back, and then Lakshmana is fighting on Anjaneya, but Indrajit is fighting on foot. Indrajit is fighting on foot, and he's encouraging the soldiers to also fight. And at that time, let the soldiers keep them occupied, and let me go ahead and go to the battlefield, go to Lanka, collect a new chariot, and then come back. The monkeys and Vibhishana, they are all applauding the intelligence of Indrajit. So even when he's going there, he's trying to hurt as many Vanaras as possible. And they all take the shelter of Lakshmana. And he is so radiant, and he breaks the bow of Indrajit. And now the newly strung bow is also destroyed. Lakshmana shows 5 arrows, they all pass through Indrajit, and now his armor is all broken. Then Indrajit dons a new armor, takes a new bow, and he continues to shower Lakshmana with arrows. And not one of those arrows can ever reach him, because Lakshmana is cutting them all midway. And then Lakshmana cuts the head of the charioteer, and the horses maneuver without any effort, because Indrajit is very skilled in handling the horse. And Lakshmana is angry. Then Indrajit puts 3 arrows on Lakshmana's forehead. Lakshmana retaliates with 5 arrows, and they continue like this. Vibhishana kills the horses. Indrajit sends very powerful arrow against Vibhishana. That is, it's almost like Yamastra, and Lakshmana just cuts it. Then Indrajit places an arrow given to him by Maya, and Maya is his grandfather. Lakshmana just defeats it. Then they dash at each other, and Lakshmana puts Varunastra, Indrajit puts Rudrastra, Indrajit attacks with Agnyastra, Lakshmana puts Suryastra, Indrajit uses Asurastra, and Lakshmana counteracts with Maheshwarastra. Now all the celestials are blessing Lakshmana. And then this is the most important part. Lakshmana takes Aindrastra, the mighty arrow of Indra, and he chants the mantra, Dharmatma Satyasandhascha Ramo Dashratir Yadi Paurushe Chaprati Dvandvastam Tadenam Jahi Ravanim. If we are going to see this in greater detail in the next one, in the next slide. If it is true that Sri Rama, the son of Dashratha, is the very embodiment of Dharma, and if it is true that Rama never goes back upon truth, and if it is equally true that he is matchless in his prowess, then, O Astra of Indra, slay Indrajit that stands before me. He sets the Aindrastra on the string and shoots at Indrajit. And the arrow severs the head of Indrajit along with the crown, the earring, the ornaments, and flings it on the ground. Hatastu nipapatastu dharanyam ravanatmajah kavachi sa shirastrano vidhvastah sa sharasanah. Like this, the son of Ravana met his death at the hands of Lakshmana. The bow and armor broken, and he dies like a hero in battle. And all the monkeys and Vibhishana, they're all shouting with joy. So now we might think, oh, Vibhishana is being so sanguinary. He's so happy that all of his brethren are killed. No, it's just that he's happy that the Lord won. Chukrushste tatah sarve vanaraha savibhishanaha krishyanto. Krishyanto means happy. Nihate tasmin deva vrittavadhe yatha. All of them, all the celestials, they're all pouring with joy. Now, significance of the death of Indrajit. So Meghanad won the name Indrajit because he defeated Indra. So much is certain. Now, all the celestials have their potencies in the weapons. So Aindrastra has the potency of Indra, Vayuastra has the potency of Vayu, Agniastra has the potency of Agni, and so on. So now the logical thinking is that how can Aindrastra be used to kill the person who defeated Indra? Because Indrajit defeated Indra, so how can Indra's potency, how can Indra defeat Indrajit? How is it? This is because Lakshmana infused it with one mantra. What was that? Dharmatma satya sandhascha ramo dasharatar yadi paurushe chaprati dvandvastad enam jahi ramani. So what did he say? There are 3 different qualities of the Lord that are mentioned here. Number 1 is Dharmatma. Number 2 is Satya Sandhascha. Number 3 is Paurushe Aprati Dvandvas. So Dharmatma means he is the embodiment of Dharma. Satya Sandha means he is extremely truthful. Paurushe means manliness. Aprati dvandvas. Dvandva means 2. Aprati means his manliness is second to none. What are the names of the Lord? Rama and Dasharathi. Dasharathi means the son of Dashratha. Next is the relationship that the Lord has with his devotees. That is, by calling the Lord as Dasharathi, Lakshmana is invoking the bond that Lord Rama has with King Dashratha. Therefore, Aindrastra did not kill Indrajit. The names, qualities, and the bond with Bharas killed Indrajit. Now we know that the name of the Lord is non-different than the Lord. So when Rama said that Lakshmana, I will kill Indrajit, that is still true. It was not Aindrastra that killed Indrajit, it was the name of the Lord, qualities of the Lord, and the relationship that the Lord has with devotees. All of them are equal to the Lord because we're talking in the realms of permanence, realms of absolutes. Therefore, Ramanama killed Indrajit. And that Ramanama was wielded by a Bhakta. Therefore, it killed Indrajit. So this is why Indrajit Vadham is a prime example of importance of the holy name of the Lord. With this one, I'm going to conclude the aftermath of Indrajit's death. Mangalam Kosalendraya Mahaniya Gunapte Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarva Bhaumaya Mangalam. Jai Sitaram.